Kenshin. Act 10. That was weird, Kaoru waking up. She must have some sort of emotional psychic connection with her, with Batosai. Sonosuke makes me laugh. He's my favorite character. I'm glad we have a character that can stand with Kenshin at a power level that's not embarrassing or unhelpful, vulnerable, weak link. Kenshin seems to know this guy, or thinks he might know him. I think this fat guy's gonna die. He doesn't even have a name, or I couldn't find one. I think he's dead. Kenshin's so nice. Is he too nice? I guess he'll kick your ass if he decides you. I think he's a believer in the revolution, but I feel like he's going through maybe a political crisis here. Like maybe everything I fought for, all those people I killed, the things I believed in, the things I was trying to bring about in this world, it doesn't seem to be. We still have people like this Kurosaki guy running around killing a bunch of officials, high-ranking members of the revolution, of the government. And then there's the sort of power. He has some sort of power. I bet we'll see some of that this time. He's gonna come in here and use that against us. We'll see how strong he really is. Huge reveal. He did come through the window. I thought he kind of broke it. He just opened it up. 2 swords. 1 drawn. Act 10. One side of the Suoi. He takes his finger out. He starts counting. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15 of you. Less than I thought. Everybody braces. They got their weapons drawn. They're ready for the fight. But Kenshin and Sanosuke are in the back. Sanosuke smiles, even though a drip of sweat comes down his face. So that's Kurogasa. Yeah, those are killer eyes. Kenshin, you see it too, Sano? The first move is mine. You look after the Tanidano. Tanidano's our fat rich man. He stands there with his fist clenched. What are you all staring at? Hurry up and kill him! Kenshin and Sanosuke both look back. Aren't I paying you enough? Earn it! All the guards look back. He grits his teeth. The one who gets him is paid 5 times over. And I'll get you an army officer post. This guy is the minister of the military. He's being protected by them because the soldiers are loyal to that faction. Guards look over. Wait a second. Did you just say 5 times? Some other guards look over. You said officer? This is called motivation. Our morale is high. We got a few of these bodyguards who think they can take them for real, or who thinks it's worth it to try. That's for me. No, it's for me. They charge him. Idiots, your own greed will cost you your lives. Kurogasa, he has a funny laugh. Wants the fight. Come at me. Easy. Easy. All 4 of them down. One hand on the sword undrawn. But he cuts them all down. 4 on 1. Kurogasa jumps past him. This feeling. So sweet. Inosuke. He's fast. Not Kenshin Grace, but efficient. Yells, get back. You weaklings don't have a chance. Looks at them. His eyes are black. It's like this must be his power. It's gonna paralyze them. You cannot run. They all freeze. They get the black and white reverse. They're paralyzed. They can't move. How is he doing this? Fat rich man. What happened? Police chief. My body can't move. All the guards seem to be paralyzed as well. Kurogasa casually walks up to them. You cannot run. Once we draw swords on each other, we swing until one is dead. Nothing else will satisfy. Sanosuke, what did you do? My body suddenly got heavy. He seems to be trying to walk towards Kurogasa, but he's too slow. Too heavy. What is he doing to them? Well, moving despite Shin no Ippo. This is what Kenshin was talking about. You're no average bug. Of the soul, also known as the Ishikumi technique. Ishikumi means paralyzing terror. He's scaring them. So you are Kurogasa after all. Kenshin jumps over Sanosuke. I can do this. Technique doesn't work on me, Kurogasa. Paralyzing terror? No. He clash blades. King! Kenshin turns and tries to not fall down, but he was cut. His arm got hit. The police chief. Hamura-san! But did Kenshin hit Kurogasa? In Kyoto during the Bakumatsu, there were rumors of a man, a Hitokiri, who took assassination jobs for money without attachment to any particular prefecture. He has no loyalties. He was a master of the sword in the Nikkaido Hiho style. Nikkaido Hiho, a style of 3 forms represented by the kanji of the Chinese character for 1, 8, and 10. Iconographically, the 3 join to create the force character, Hei and the Hei-ho. Most feared aspect, one side of the soul, Shin no Ippo. This is what Kenshin's talking about, which only its founder, Nikkaido, could use. Shin no Ippo, a secret technique to paralyze, in which the user casts Ite in the eyes of his opponent. It's like a Medusa technique. He's using the Medusa powers. It is said that the technique was not passed down to the next generation. In modern terms, we might think of it as a kind of instant hypnosis. This is really interesting. On the eyes of his opponent, like on the panel before. Look at his eyes. They're black with white pupils. Look at this attack. You cannot run. Hitting them with some sort of paralysis that comes from his eyes. To use Shin no Ippo as a weapon is not surprising, but to trap men who lost their will to fight and slaughter them, that is cruelty, unworthy of the lone Hitokiri. Udo Jin-e, that's his name. He knows this guy. He turns around and looks at Kenshin. I have also heard a rumor. A patriot of Chosu, using some ancient sword style called Hitomitsurugi Ryu. A legendary man with a big cross-shaped scar on his left cheek. Well, we know each other. The Hitokiri. Himura Batosai. He seemed to hit Kenshin with the technique. He's frozen now too. The police chief. Himura-san! I was hoping we would be strong enough to be immune to this. I was hoping it would just hit everybody and Sanosuke would like kind of be able to move but like not really be able to do anything. But then Kenshin stops them. But he's hitting us with the technique too. Okay, Kenshin seems to be breaking this somehow. Ah! Boom! Shin no Ippo isn't magic. It's more of a battle of wills. And when that will is matched, it cannot work. He's saying, I can resist this. My will is strong enough. It's not some sort of witch spell. Give up peacefully, fully, Jenny, or else you will have to face this one. I'm immune to your technique. But Tosai is my opponent. What more could I ask? He wants the fight, of course. The guards seem to protect Fat Rich Man. He squeals. Kurogasa looks over at him. But then again, Kenshin gets surprised. He's not gonna come for me. He's gonna turn around and kill this guy. Not until after I fulfill my promise of my letter. I'm gonna kill this guy first. Then I'll kill Kenshin. Fat Rich Man, he's terrified. He's got nowhere to go. Kenshin, blast it! Tanadono, break the spell! Focus your will! Kurogasa, no use. This obese, rotten pig could never do it. Runs straight towards him, and Kenshin's behind him. He can't protect him. Positioning's all wrong. Kurogasa, Once they would pay me a huge sum to kill. Now they call it a crime. Death to the patriot swine. I used to be rewarded for my talents as a fucking assassin. Now they call me a criminal for doing exactly the same shit. Sanosuke. Pow! He broke it. Kenshin, Kurogasa look over. They can't believe it. Even Sanosuke can break it. His will is strong. Even though Kenshin was in the wrong position, Sanosuke, I think, can jump over. Checkmate? Goes to grab a statue? Not yet, you don't. And then he busts the statue with his fist, shattering all the rocks at him. Is that your plan, Sanosuke? Sanosuke looks over, upset. How's that? Ogasa. Sanosuke looks down. He got his arm cut through with the sword. Did he break part of the sword, but it still got him? Right through his arm. Sanosuke looks down, screams. Ah! Kenshin looks over. I can't believe that just happened to Sanosuke. Bewildered, upset. Gonna need to go stop this guy, Kenshin. Didn't he? He charges him. Of course he would. After Sanosuke got hurt, Kurogasa's peaked. He feels him coming. He's still laughing. He turns his sword around. It looks like the second sword he holds. Kenshin and Kurogasa clash. There seems to be a change of direction. Somebody moved. This is really cool. This might be my favorite panel. I might put this just for my fun. Look, I just love it when Kenshin jumps and fights like this. It was a movement. Kenshin parried and jumped on the ceiling. He's so fast. Kurogasa is still happy, but he's not laughing. Kenshin comes right down on his back. Maybe his face. Crack! Kurogasa and Kenshin go flying. It looks like Kurogasa is bleeding, but they're propelled off each other. Batman. Wow. Guard. I still can't move. Looks like Kurogasa gets his footing with his hand. He's gonna jump back up. Jump, jump, jump into the window. Chicken. Oh, delightful fight. Sneer, blood dripping out of his mouth. I haven't had so much fun since the Bakumatsu. He's addicted to the game. He can't get out of the game. Kenshin looks over. He knows this. How can there be people still like this in Meiji era? Kurogasa. I've changed my mind. My next target is you, the Patriot. Hitokiri Batosai. Yeah, that means you couldn't do it. Means you failed. And now he goes jumping out the window, retreating. That's an L. Kurogasa, I will appear before you soon. You best get a sword that's not the Sakubato and wait for me. He's saying you better arm up and put that little reverse blade away. Get a real sword or I'm gonna kill you. Kenshin, Sanosuke, the chief police, the fat rich man. They look on. This is a win, guys. Kenshin turns around, goes to put his sword away. Are you okay, Sano? Sanosuke, he tries to cover up the wound on his hand. It helps my business, remember? He's trying to suck it up. The police chief. Himura-san. Chief, please tend to the wounds. If we're lucky, they'll survive. Yes, but Himura-san, now you're his target. Kenshin puts the sword away. Yes, it's better this way. Sanosuke turns over and looks at him. Kenshin, you took this job because you knew that this would happen. Kenshin thinks. Actually, it should have finished here and now, but he wouldn't let that happen. He retreated like a pussy. With Jingi, the Kurogasa, there's no way he'll make it easy. He's saying I should have kicked his ass right here, but he knew he'd lose. So he's gonna go back and get some more stuff. Fight me with different weapons? Jump me? Gank me? What's he gonna do? Whatever it was, he knew he couldn't win. Not like this. And he enjoys the fight. He wants to fight Kenshin. Changed my mind. My next target's you, the Patriot. Hitokiri, Batosai. That's the end. Kurogasa. This is a real bad guy. I don't think we've really fought a guy like this before. We fought fought the brothers, I guess. We fought Sanosuke. But this guy's like, in the way Kenshin can knock people out 4-on-1, this guy will just kill him. Sanosuke took a hit. I'm not really sure what he did, if he tried to break a statue on him with his punch and then got his arm stabbed through. That's what it looked like to me. If you saw something different, tell me what you saw in the comments. Kurogasa doesn't look crazy to me. He looks enthusiastic and excited and thrilled and filled with a rush. This guy's sane. He's just a murderer. He kind of lets you in on what he's thinking. He gives you one moment where he tells you what he really thinks about his politics. Let me see if I can find it. Once they would pay me for a huge sum to kill. Now they call it a crime. Death to the Patriot swine. Say, I fought for you forever and you used to like it. Now when I kill you, you call me a criminal. I know who the real enemy is. He also feels betrayed. Kenshin also knows this. He used to be, we're on the same side. We used to be on the same side. This guy's got vengeance in his heart. Retribution. His move is pretty interesting. Kenshin says it's not magic. It's more of a battle of wills. And when that will is matched, the move won't work. Kenshin instantly got out of it. Sanosuke got out of it eventually. The guards and the fat man could never get out of it. They were stuck in there the whole time. But this explains why people are dying before they draw their weapon. They're being paralyzed. Kenshin seems to be, his battle senses seem to be awakened once Sanosuke's arm gets stabbed through, pierced. That's when he really gets in there and starts the fight. And he does avoid Kurogasa's attack, jumps on the ceiling and comes down from above. This is Kenshin's move, and knocks him in the head. And he does go flying backwards with blood coming off of him, but he recovers and jumps to the window and thinks, okay, finally, I can fight this guy for real. This is good. This is the fight I really want. Fuck the stupid payment. Fuck the stupid letter. I'm going after Kenshin. It's better this way. We don't need to protect an escort. Let him just fight me one-on-one. They tried to explain his technique, the Shin no Ippo. This seems to be the thing that Kenshin was talking about in the last chapter. He knew what he was doing, but I didn't know what Kenshin was talking about until this chapter when it was revealed. Nikaido Hiho, Shin no Ippo. Kenshin knew the technique he was using from the get. And once he saw the man, he knew who he was. A lot of fighting, a lot of action. A lot of cool art, Watsuki. I like the final cut where he's running away into the moon. With Jin-E, the Kurogasa, there's no way he'll make this easy. This is just a cut up version of the chapter of this manga that we read together on my Patreon. If you want to see the full chapter and continue reading the story together, subscribe below.